Okay, good morning, everyone. Well, the dollar was mixed Wednesday morning in Europe, gaining against some of its G10 counterparts, but easing against a few too. It was mostly higher against the emerging market currencies. There was no consistent pattern. On the contrary, there were some noticeable divergences. With regards to the safe haven currencies, the dollar gained against the Swiss franc, but fell against the yen. Well, versus the high beta commodity currencies, it was up against the New Zealand and Canadian dollars, but fell slightly against the Australian dollar. I think that suggests individual country stories, such as the fall in the Topics Index overnight and yesterday's RBA statement, were as important as the overall sentiment for the dollar. That makes me think that the political standoff isn't really disturbing investors that much. They probably agree with U.S. Senator John McCain, who said, "I've seen this movie before, and I know how it comes out." All the major U.S. stock indices closed higher yesterday. Gold, on the other hand, collapsed, falling even more than silver. That's notable because silver is usually twice as volatile as gold. Gold's inability to rally despite lower U.S. rates and a weaker dollar demonstrates in part that its role as the ultimate safe haven investment is over for now, and probably in part that investors aren't that worried about the U.S. political standoff and aren't looking for a safe haven so much. There are two major events on the schedule for today. First off, Italian Prime Minister Letta is expected to call a vote of confidence, which would be an important moment for the Eurozone. It looks like Letta has managed to convince former Prime Minister Berlusconi's People of Liberty Party to back him, and now has enough votes to secure a majority in both houses of Parliament. The idea sent Italian stocks up and bond yields down sharply yesterday. Nonetheless, it's noticeable that Eurodollar is lower this morning than it was this time yesterday anyway, which implies that the FX market isn't so concerned about Italian politics. So a win might not help Eurodollar noticeably. Also, the ECB Governing Council meets. As no one expects a change in rates, the focus will be, as usual, on the press conference afterwards by ECB President Draghi. We expect that he'll just repeat his guidance that interest rates would remain, quote, at present or lower levels for an extended period of time, unquote. One key point will be whether that phrase, or lower, appears again. He may also clarify whether the ECB is considering offering a replacement for its expiring 3-year long-term refinancing operations towards the end of the year. His dovish comments are usually negative for Eurodollar, and so that's the direction I would expect the market to take. With that, Euro-Swissy may continue to recover. Later in the day, the ADP report and the employment report in the U.S. is expected to show that the private sector gained around 800,000 jobs, 180,000 jobs in September, which is about the same as the 176,000 that it showed in August. The ADP report takes on new importance because the U.S. non-farm payrolls figure won't be released on Friday if the government is still shut down. Last month, the ADP report undershot estimates of 184,000 and came in at 176,000, but the dollar gained nonetheless. However, the non-farm payrolls also disappointed, rising only 169,000 versus estimates of 180, and the dollar came back down. Net-net, it's hard to say how the ADP report will affect the dollar, even if we knew what it would be. This is Marshall Gittler, head of Global FX Strategy at IronFX, wishing you solid trading.